report shows that illegal aliens are crossing into the United States at an all-time high. For the few that are caught, these illegal aliens are documented and then returned to Mexico, only to try to cross again in an ongoing and seemingly endless cycle.
What a dumbass.
The countdown begins. We are less than 700 subs away from 100K, a monumental number for this mid-channel.
Scanning for Mexicans. Ah, we've got a Mexican!
Now, of course, as we near that subscriber count, you know exactly what means the most to me, getting out of this box. All Mario said was don't open until 100K, so please, get me out of this box. Only you can do it. And to think this might be my last video being at under 100K. After this, I'll be a brand new man. The world will start taking me serious, and I will gain the respect and love of everyone around me, right? That's how that works, right? Once you get the play button. Is that what happens? What if I told you the Brazilians and the Japanese are working together to expose Nintendo? Well, I know your immediate thought would be, okay, Brazil, yeah, they hate Nintendo, they're pissed off at them right now. But Japan? Why would somebody from Japan hate Nintendo unless they screwed them over? Well, that's exactly what happened. Unfortunately, this person did the incorrect thing by listing their problem as a brick. What we have here is not a case of bricking. What we have here is actually company negligence to their consumer, and it's quite severe. If any of this is true, of course, because it's Reddit. You always have to consider that people just post anything there. But the way it's broken down in autistic detail has me thinking it's pretty legit. I still have my doubts. There's always room for skepticism. You should always have room for skepticism, like you have room for that baked potato right after you eat that steak. I'm based in Japan and recently bought a domestic Japan-only language model Switch 2. After about a week of normal use, both docked and handheld, the unit ran out of battery during handheld use. The unit never once left our living room. That night, I left it on the dock to charge. The next morning, it wouldn't turn on. I tried multiple USB-C cables and confirmed with an Anker portable battery that it was still drawing between 0.7 watts and 1.5, which suggested something inside was still functioning. I followed the procedure to hard reset the device by holding the power button for 20 seconds, multiple times as seen in multiple threads, but it wouldn't turn on again. I sent it to Nintendo expecting them to repair it under the standard 1-year manufacturer warranty, but they came back saying the CPU and LCD housing were corroded due to water damage, and now are quoting me 35,000 yen, around 240 USD, for a repair.
Oh, it is? Oh, geez, that's terrible.
Hold on, wait. They're not even gonna repair the guy's device for free? Is this one of those cases of you broke it, you bought it? I mean, you don't have proof he broke it, but that's what Nintendo's choosing to believe, and then telling him 240 to fix this problem. My question is, how does he have any corroded pieces after 1 week of use? Now, usually with a lot of tech, and that's the Switch included, there's this thing called an LDI, a liquid damage indicator. It's like a white strip with red dots, and it turns pink if any sort of liquid comes in contact with it. And that will usually help technicians know if any sort of liquid reached the unit or any of the components housed inside of it. Now keep in mind, these are not as reliable as you would think. High humidity environments can cause them to turn positive. Now, he lives in Japan, I'm not sure the humidity over there, but whatever warehouse this thing was sitting in could be the culprit, especially if it was sitting in there for months. Either way, Nintendo has clearly indicated that there was corrosion, and they're led to believe that it was due to liquid damage. But there's more to the story. After being told about the liquid damage indicators that are in the Switch 2, this user went back to customer support to ask Nintendo if those indicators had changed color to confirm any sort of water damage. And what he said is, it sounds like the water indicator stickers did not change color, but they said that water can still get in / water damage can occur regardless. I also asked for a picture and they flatly refused that they don't do that? Okay. Alright. Well, for legal purposes, I can see why Nintendo would not send pictures back to customers, or any pictures for that matter. And that is to cover up their asses for any single case. You can send Nintendo all the videos and pictures you want, but if you ask them, send me a picture of my opened up Switch so I can see for myself, they can tell you, no. I'm sure that employee working support would love to help the guy, but that is company policy and he can't. But you have to think about how frustrating that is. We've determined it was water damage. Hey, you know, guys, not that I don't believe you, but can I see for myself? No. And of course, he didn't risk opening it up himself because then he would have lost all warranty. He shipped it out because it had warranty to begin with. Wow, I kind of feel bad for this guy. Needless to say, I was completely shocked. We absolutely never exposed the unit to any moisture or water. It worked totally fine one day. The battery died. We left it docked, and the next day it wouldn't power on. I've attempted to escalate and have now spoken with 4 different customer service reps, and that's Nintendo customer support for you. They've all been polite, but each time I'm told the same thing. They won't repair it under warranty, and I have to pay. I tried to reason with them with my limited intermediate Japanese, but no flexibility. I asked for more details about the corrosion. They said it was 3 centimeters on the bottom right of the unit. Well, that's strange. Okay, they can find corrosion in that area, but that still didn't set the indicator off? See, them not being able to send any pics of the device back to the user does not help in a situation like this. It would be really nice to know what it actually looked like, because this would be like a mechanic telling you, no, you can't look under your own car hood. Just take my word for it. I'm starting to wonder if I received a lemon unit or if something happened during manufacturing, storage, or shipping. It just doesn't add up. I'm looking for insight from anyone with electronics expertise. Of course, I would be perfectly okay paying up for the repairs if we did, in fact, drop the Switch in the toilet or something, but I'm getting so frustrated with how this is being handled and that I'm not being given the benefit of the doubt. Well, remember when I told you I wonder if Nintendo's sending him back the console? We're in luck. He posted a video on YouTube updating us and unboxing the recent Switch 2 that Nintendo refused to repair.
This is a Switch 2 that I sent in to Nintendo Japan to get fixed because it suddenly stopped working about a week after I bought it. This is a repair quote from their website. It says here they discovered rust, water damage on the CPU and LCD housing, corrosion, and they won't fix it under warranty. They have to pay 35,000 yen plus tax to fix it. You can still see that it's drawing some power. 2.4 watts. I used it indoors exclusively and I didn't get it wet. I take care of my systems. I even had a case and screen protector on this from day one. The water indicator stickers did not change color, as confirmed by Nintendo. There is rust on the CPU and LCD housing on my unit.
And there it is, as you can see for yourself. Just to confirm it is the same person and the stories line up. I'm quite surprised more people haven't covered this. I think I am the first who is covering it. And it's crucial. We got to get the word out there. This man deserves to have his device replaced. Out of principle alone, Nintendo should just honor the warranty and just replace the device because there's not enough evidence on their end. If the stickers didn't go off, it's not going to be the end of the world if you replace his system. But you still sold over 5 million of them. Is it going to kill you to honor your warranty like this one time? And he's straight out of luck because it would seem the retailer he purchased this from told him to take all complaints to the company themselves. In a lot of retails here in America that I know, you could just bring the system back, and most of the time they're not even gonna ask questions. They'll return it. But because of Nintendo's limited warranty, there's so much wiggle room for them to just say no, flat out. And what's more is they don't have to send you proof if you did it or not. I've legit had expensive GPUs, RAM sticks, power supplies, keyboards, and mice all get replaced so easily and so effortlessly without a single question asked. Hell, I was never asked to return the product to get it repaired or looked at. They would just replace it. But it would seem Nintendo is not the type of company that I normally shop at. And that's for a good reason. Because it would seem they don't have that much leniency on their customers. I've never once had Nvidia or AMD ask me, but was it your fault? Hell, a majority of the time I never even had to talk to them. All I had to do was talk to the retailer. Now I know what some of you are thinking, Frit. Maybe you're taking this guy's side too much. And I could see why you would think that. After all, it's easy to just lie and say he never got his Switch 2 wet. The thing, however, is we have another YouTuber, the Brazilian one I was talking about. That's right, Brazil, you know, Nintendo's #1 fan right now, with their overpriced $800 Switch 2s over there. Well, one of the content creators from this beautiful land actually posted a video where he opened up a Switch 2, and he actually found corrosion. Check it out.
So now that we've reached the pull apart, I saw something curious. You'll notice here on the shielding part, it's rusty, oxidized, a new device, new, right? That wasn't supposed to happen. This is a treated material, right? It wasn't supposed to be rusty like the way you see it. Change to the microscope image to get a lot closer so you can see. Look at that. It's the brand new device, huh? Here, look. Rusty, guys. Interesting. I've never held a new device like that. It's rusty like the way you see it there. It's right above the memory. This tends to rust more, okay? Over time, but a very curious fact.
And right there, you can see corrosion happening on what is supposed to be a brand new device that this man just unboxed and opened. This is the only other similar case I could find. And we don't know how similar it is because we don't know what it looks like inside that other man's Switch 2 that was returned to him by Nintendo. He would need to open it, but he's placing his bets that this is going to be a widespread issue and eventually Nintendo will honor the warranty. But I say, just crack it open and let's take a look and see if it's similar to the corrosion we can find over here. Because this is a severe issue. This will continue to rust. How this is happening with anybody's Switch 2 may have to do with where they were stored and how they were stored and for how long. Because I open my PC quite frequently and I've had this thing for almost 7 years now. We're getting there. And not a single bit on my motherboard has any rust like we're seeing right there, right next to the Tegra chip on the Switch 2 motherboard. These types of metal are usually treated to prevent such scenarios, because right now we are seeing someone open a Switch 2 that was brand new and has corrosion. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that the same issue is affecting this other customer, who had a very good protective cover case for his Switch 2. This man went out of his way to get the most protective gear for his device, and it still somehow ended up with these issues that Nintendo claims were his fault. Now, I would say this would require more investigation than Nintendo provided, but he talked to 4 representatives already and they all told him the same thing. But this guy literally shows in his video how many portable devices he's purchased from Nintendo that still function, that are still well taken care of, that he has collected over time, so I trust he took good care of his Switch 2, especially his Switch 2. From the looks of it, he's a very loyal customer. The only other reason could be his friends or a family member did wet the device, dried it, and never told him. That could be the only other explanation, which is very possible, of course. But seeing the protective case he put it in, I don't see how it would have gotten that soaked. If he wants this done right, the only way will be to open it up himself. Honestly, cases like this are better kept track of and the devices withheld for further investigations in the future. If more cases like this start popping up and you know you aren't the only one, well, don't try to file a class action lawsuit because you can't. Not anymore. But perhaps Nintendo will do the right thing and replace your device if that's the case. I'll leave a link down below to his video so you guys can help this poor fella out. Leave him a comment with some suggestions on what he can do next, if anybody has any suggestions whatsoever. Is this man solely looking for attention, or did he legitimately get screwed over by Nintendo? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are very close to 100K. Do not let my dreams be memes. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.
Free Congo sucks ass.